What's up, fight fans? Top of the morning to you. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I want to talk to you guys this morning. Forgive me if I start sweating. My freaking AC unit went out again. Paid 10 grand to get a whole new unit and it went out. So, if you see some sweat bubbles, that's what's up. But anyway, I want to talk to you about a video I just seen of Wladimir Klitschko. And he was on attack mode. He looks good. And he was, that's no surprise, him in the ring. But what did surprise me is the words that he said afterwards. He said, I can't stop it. I don't want to stop it. It's a habit and I love it. And I think about that and I'm like, well, what compelled him to say that after the round was over. You heard the training bell and he said that right afterwards. And, I think it was a message. I think Wladimir Klitschko is coming back, and if it's, you got to think about it. This is the guy. This was the guy. Tyson Fury was just the guy that beat the guy. But Klitschko is that guy. So we look back at it. A guy that is really never out of the ring. He's always in shape. You know what I'm saying? I've said it again and again. This guy spars at least once a week. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what his plans is. But, to me, this looks like a possible fight. I mean, I don't know what his contract stipulations were with AJ, but if AJ don't want to fight Dillian White, Klitschko, think about it. Klitschko would be the guy that you could feel like a year later, basically, right? And that would definitely get 90,000 people in there if that was the objective. If they're looking for, if Wilder don't want to fight Joshua to a certain amount of money that they're offering him or whatever, they could get Klitschko. Klitschko would love to take that fight. I mean, I wouldn't really want to see Klitschko in there with him until he fights a tune-up fight. So let's see what he does on a tune-up fight. Because, I don't think Klitschko needs, something like Tyson Fury still needs, to me, to really prove to himself that he's ready. Because in hindsight, if Tyson Fury gets knocked out, you're going to have a lot of excuses. Even if he does an effort, if he puts up a good effort to fight Deontay Wilder, you know what I mean? I mean, wouldn't be a surprising thing anyway, because Deontay Wilder is not a pressing fighter. He's the kind of guy that hits you with that one punch, and someone's going to figure that out, and it might not be AJ because if he never gets in the ring with AJ, but I don't want to get too much about that, but someone's going to figure that out sooner or later about Wilder. But if Klitschko comes back, redeems himself, ready to fight, how hard do you think it would be? These guys are gentlemen. These are businessmen, okay? So these guys are equally yoked in forms of the way they think, the way they conduct business, you know what I mean? And yeah, that fight would be epic because it was like the fight of the year last year. You think you can't sell that again next year? You know what I mean? So the same place that got Anthony Joshua where he is, the saga must continue. So what it is the fact that this fight can be easily made. Klitschko is in shape. He ain't been on the couch for 2.5 years. He's a physical guy. He waterboards on his time off. He spars on his time off. He loves it. It's a habit, I'll find the video and give you the source so you guys can check it out. And you tell me what you think. Now, looking at the video itself, it's not really him sparring because, again, he spars a lot. But because the guy wasn't even, throwing a jab. So I don't know who he was sparring. But, he was attacking and, is showing that he's active. And I think he's ready for a fight. And he's ready for a fight before the fight. And the fight would be a rematch. It would be brilliant. I think that would be the best thing to do. Not Dillian White. No disrespect to Dillian White. Not at all. But I don't think that would be ideal. The sound of Klitschko coming back to the sport to regain his throne. Remember how long this guy was champion, okay? That should tell you right there. When you dethrone a champion, why do you think Conor McGregor was Conor McGregor? Why do you think he is who he is? He took out Jose Aldo. He took him out, and he was a champion for 10 years. Wladimir Klitschko is no different, okay? He just did it in a matter of seconds. It took Joshua, 11 rounds, right? But still, he didn't go out without a fight, and it was one of the classic fights of last year. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? And, we can look at this in a whole different way. Let's flip it, okay? Well, what if Povetkin beats Joshua, okay? Well, if Povetkin beats Joshua, then he would have to see Klitschko anyway, because Klitschko then would come back, and then Klitschko knows Povetkin because he's beat Povetkin. That's his only loss. His only loss, mind you, okay? And, or he'll have a choice. He could go after Wilder because he knows, well, I might not want to deal with the ex-king again, Klitschko. So I think I'll take that fight with, Wilder, they're supposed to fought anyway and never fought. So, and that was another step up for Wilder. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and it's not no fault of his own. So, we're not going to really go there. You know what I mean? That was just unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, the heavyweight division can go a lot of ways. What if Fury somehow beats Wilder, right? So then, you might have Klitschko. It's a lot of reasons for Klitschko to come back right now. He could go after Joshua. He could wait for the Wilder-Fury fight because, again, he had a bone to pick with Fury. People forget it wasn't AJ. AJ stepped up at that point. He had the bone to pick with Fury, and Fury was like, I don't know, whatever. Personal problems, inner demons, you name it. That's what happened to him, and the fight never happened. And Wladimir Klitschko was geared and fired up to fight that kid again. You know what I mean? It just didn't happen the way he thought it was going to happen. But he had a war with a younger, stronger guy, that had his equal boxing, not only going to say boxing IQ, but boxing skill. Okay? And that's what made that fight what it was. Because, you had two similar styled fighters in the ring. That's what gave us a hell of a performance. And we enjoyed it. It was a great, entertaining fight and war that night. So, look, I'm excited about it, really, because, Wladimir comes back. You know what that would do for the heavyweight division? It would, because that would put it on the map in the first place. It wasn't just AJ. Everybody's talking about AJ. AJ was the surviving component of what happened last year. You know what I'm saying? And then you had Wilder over here. But you got to think, Wilder by himself is not enough, okay? We got to be real about it. He was over here fighting 30-plus fights of people we really didn't know who he was fighting. That was our American champ. That is our American champ. Until fighting Ortiz, what we got? Nothing. You know what I mean? Now we finally got a Fury fight, which isn't made as of yet, okay? So, no, Wladimir started this. He started this because Fury dethroned him. Then it got interesting. Then he wanted it back. Fury reneged. We know what happened with Fury, right? Then AJ stepped in. Now AJ is the businessman, the replacement. Now he's that king. He's that guy that people must see. So it's exciting for the sport of boxing, So take a look at that video. Tell me what you guys think. Please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.